I think I'm going to break my rules because I'm ready. Are you guys ready for the nonsense that is about to happen? I really don't think you are. Because it's already pretty ridiculous. I mean, look at this beautiful, beautiful starting page. Also, if y'all are not following this wonderful human being, please drop a follow on It's the Marsh.
She's gonna step on the soundboard.
Marsh is wonderful and hilarious, and one of the sweetest and most caring people and always a joy to watch.
Hey, Peter.
My wow.
Hey, Peter.
Stupid. I'm smarter than you.
I love that.
I'm
I get
smarter
one
than
of the
you.
clips where people are just spamming all your redeems. All right. So, we're starting off the Valentine's Day special with I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. This was originally released as a joke, I believe. I've never seen it played. I don't know what's going to happen. I would like that noted. Welcome, Chef. Tell us your name. Just the chicken and the biscuits. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in the moment forever. Or you could wake up now. Your first day of culinary school is no time to sleep in. Smack that clock up and at 'em. Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. Your mind begins to wander. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? Time begins to fly by and you find your imagination getting away from you. You allow yourself to daydream a bit, thinking about the future. It's here, finally, your first day of culinary school. So many dishes to prepare, so many students to meet. Your mind is swimming with possibilities when you realize you're running late. You grab a biscuit and burst out the door in a hurry. Delicious. Just what you needed to wake up those taste buds. Yikes, you're in such a hurry, in fact, that you forgot to put on any deodorant before running out the door. You're sweating buckets as you rush to arrive on time. Uh-oh. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. Here comes your lifelong best friend forever, Miriam. She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. Good morning, Felicity. Are you excited for the first day of the rest of our lives? Actually, because I sure am excited, a little nervous. Okay, a lot nervous. It's just that this morning I made breakfast for myself, but well, when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail? Classic Miriam, raised by MasterChef parents, she's always held herself to a very high standard. 1 second, guys. Does it not let me escape? Okay, settings. I need to turn down the volume a little bit because I can't hear myself think. Ever since we were little babies playing together and you rescued me from that quicksand box, it's been clear to me that you're the most loving, caring person I know. You're going to do great. But with University of Cooking School Academy for Learning's famous 3-day only semesters, I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up. A sweet girl, Miriam has always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer, she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped a tooth practicing on a mannequin. Well, enjoy your time with your honey for Valentine's Day. And listen, I eat a lot of chicken, which is why game is going to be so funny to me. So I can't have red meat. And so chicken is kind of the basis of everything I eat. Chicken or turkey. Poultry. Should you pep talk her or change the subject to give her some relief? Let's pep talk. She's our best friend. We got to pep talk her. Remember last month when we saw that fortune teller and had our tarot cards read? The lady with the mask who gave me nightmares? I've been trying to forget. I know she looks spooky, but she was so sweet, and she told you that you were destined for great things. Remember that card with the fancy-looking tower and that other card featuring the handsome fellow in the red suit? I've been waiting for so long to meet a handsome fellow I could call my own. And I'm sure you will. In no time, we'll be graduating, and you'll be delighting the world with your heartfelt cooking in no time at all. As you talk Miriam up, you can feel her nerves begin to ease. You know what? Maybe everything will be okay. And if not, at least I have these killer bangs. Can you believe I cut them myself? You can definitely believe it. I cannot believe it. Right. Colonel Sanders looks different, but not complaining. Definitely not complaining. Before you can get another word out, you're rudely interrupted when someone smacks your books and custom engraved measuring spoons out of your hands and onto the ground. Hey! It's Ashley, your arch rival. She's totally evil, but you can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants, and she knows it. Hello, Ashley. I know, it's spelled so weird. Oh, I didn't see you there, chicken shins. You leave Felicity's shins alone. They are perfectly normal shins. I mean, her parents have to be millennials. Like, there's no other way around that. Ugh, you can't stand Ashley. Even her name's annoying. You know for a fact that it's actually Ashley, but she had to add extra letters to make herself feel better than everyone. Florida millennials, absolutely. If anyone here knows what perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not going to let you or your really weird insults get to us. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van the Man, has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight you can see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair. No lie, they're rockin' glutes. Millennial cringe recognizes millennial cringe, right? Like recognizes like. It just always works that way. Exactly. As an elder millennial, we smell our own. You just know. You know what? I'm going to blame Ashley here for the reason why everyone adds erroneous letters to their names. It's this character's fault right here. All her fault. Van. You rang. You've never been sure what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van have been just as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious. So everyone in this game is a hottie is the impression I'm getting. Oh, hello. Yes. Van is absolutely a JoJo character. Look at his hair. It's in the shape of a star. Like, this is the most JoJo character I have ever seen. And yeah. I feel like this is... Can we retitle this Van's Bizarre Adventure? I feel like this needs to be Van's... Bizarre Adventure. It just works. Marsh, I'm just expecting now that you're going to keep spelling Ashley with just more letters as the day goes on. Shout out to all the crystals of the world. Hey, Cajun, thanks for the lurk. I can't believe that University of Cooking School Academy for Learning would ever allow people like you to attend as students. I know, right? You'd think they'd just hand us our diplomas now. Or maybe hire us on as professors. You amateurs could learn a lot from us. With the first day of school about to start, there's just no time to properly tell these two off, so you resist the urge. Let's go, Miriam. Psh, see you later, losers. As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it. Aw, the little Toofy. He's so cute. Oopsie. I think it's broken. You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick. I love you. I think you mean thank you? My name is Pop. I was named after my Pop. He's old. Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. Hi, Pop. I'm Felicity. So, are you going to make me hold this door all day? Nope. And with that, the young man walks into the building ahead of you. Is it just me, or is he kind of cute? I think it's just you. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. Right? Miriam is just like, no, Miriam, do not hit on the obviously adolescent child. This is not what you want to do. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure where to sit. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at a podium at the front of the class. Adorable! Now, quiet down, everyone. Who is this unreasonably cute pup, and why is he in our culinary class? What the dog doing? Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Yay, bento pup. You must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO of UCSAL. Please call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and little and fluffy, but I still demand respect. Woof! Oh, look at his little toe beans! Look at his little toe beans! He's so precious! What? A cute dog is our professor? This is the best school ever! I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up all the nuances of fine dining. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around you as a swirl of cherry blossom petals fill the air inside the classroom. I'm chilly. Someone close the window. And then he walks in. You're immediately swept up in the aura of this new student and his remarkable goatee. Who knew anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still. It's him! If it isn't my favorite student, Harland. Colonel Sanders interrupts Sprinkles. Sorry, Professor Dog, before he can finish his sentence. Please, call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisle of desks. Suddenly, the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to bead across your brow. You feel like everyone is looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong. And this over here must be Sweaty Sweats a Lot. Maybe we should open that window back up before Faucet Pits melts into a puddle and evaporates entirely.
Hold on just a second. Nobody talks to my friend like that.
You two both know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class. And what is with all of your really weird insults?
Besides, when Felicity sweats, it's not gross. It's beautiful. Look at that shimmer.
You turn to find Colonel Sanders standing right in front of you. Yeah, Miriam is down bad for you. Colonel Sanders, beautiful angel that he is, stands before you, smiling gently, his hand outstretched. Boy, howdy, this classroom gets hotter than a Kentucky fryer. Please, use my handkerchief. You freeze up. Colonel Sanders is talking to you. Wait, Colonel Sanders is talking to you about how sweaty you look? You're completely mortified. This can't be your first interaction. What if he never forgets this moment? How will you respond? Okay. Do we take or do we refuse the handkerchief? Take it? Okay, we'll take it. You stretch out your hand and Colonel Sanders places a fine silk handkerchief in it. It's so beautiful, you hesitate to press it to your face, but when you do, the feeling is transcendent. It has his natural scent on it. It smells of the most delicious chicken you've ever smelled. Professor Dog steps in to settle the class down and set some ground rules. Welcome to University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears. There will be blood. There might even be really adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done, there will be a battle. You will lift your sporks and complete the broom cooking arena. Just then, another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's rousing speech.
Hi, guys. Sorry I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss...
Quiet! Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue? You're on the fast track out of here, young man. Are you sure you're even in the right place?
Don't you recognize me? This is my 3rd year in this school with you as my teacher.
Everyone stares at him blankly.
Does no one remember me?
You're expelled if you uttered one more word before I finish. Let that be a lesson to you students that tardiness is unacceptable. Even Clank made it here on time, rolling halfway across town on his tiny wheels. You turn to see the student Sprinkles is referencing, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance.
Bzzzt, whir. Hello, Kuro. How are you?
The class bursts into laughter. Oh, Clank, you rascal. Sprinkles walks in the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose into the air and takes a deep sniff. Isn't that like the story of all of our lives? Like, should be sleeping, but game. Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself. You've never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkles' reputation for being smart and tough is well known. What is sleep? I believe sleep is defined as that thing where you close your eyes and lay in one spot for supposedly 6 to 8 hours, sometimes 10 if you're really tired. but it is elusive and often hard to grasp. And sometimes you sleep in shifts where you do the sleep thing for like 4 hours, and then you're up for 2 or 3, and then you do another 4 hours, and then you're up for the rest of the day. I think that's what sleep is. Like, anyone object? Yes, practicing for your funeral is a great explanation of what sleep is. You decide to try and butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket. But what kind? We're going to give him a chicken snack. You reach beneath your apron and return with a chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkle's eyes go wide as he locks onto it. His favorite! Well, 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 I think there might be some competition for new star student. The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hands slick with a coating of warm doggy drool. You see the other students eyeing you jealously, but pay no mind to them. If they wanted to succeed in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors on them at all times. Settle down, young chefs, take your seat, and prepare to have your minds opened to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only 2 options remain. Hey, Felicity, there's still a seat here. It seems that no one has claimed this seat next to me, if you're interested. 2 good options, but which do you choose? I feel like we should sit by Miriam. Like, we are kind of sweaty and gross. And Miriam's seen us in all stages of life. Whereas Colonel Sanders has just met us. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with the bestie. Yeah. You move to take your seat by Miriam. I'm so glad to have you near me to support me through this class. Of course, you're my best friend. Who else would I sit by? Colonel Sanders? He has such a magnetic personality, and there's a seat open right next to him. If you had sat there, you might have gotten to know him a little better. I'd never sacrifice our friendship. Besides, I'm sure I'll get a chance to talk to him later in the semester. I've got 3 whole days. That's like a lifetime. So you say, but now that Miriam mentions it, that Colonel Sanders is just so darn dreamy. As soon as you've settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Think fast, it's time for a pop quiz.
Yay, a quiz about me.
This incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you are ready for life at culinary school. Keep your knives sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question 1. If train A is traveling to point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? Extremely, looking at you, Pop. That's right. Forest is to tree as chicken is to feather. That's right. What is the most efficient eating utensil ever created? Obviously a spork. It's a spoon and a fork. That's right. What food is best for a broken heart? Anything as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. Camel meat, a pancake that looks like a silly face. I'm going to go with anything as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. That's right. Is Sprinkles a good boy? He's a talking dog that teaches at culinary school. He is the best boy. That's right. Your total score is perfect score, 5 out of 5. Wow, be honest, did you cheat? You look up to see that Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He's impressed. I know we just met, but I have to confess, I think you have a beautiful brain. Hot diggity, Felicity, you just scored some major Colonel Sanders points with that performance. May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch. Wow, the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten in. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters.
Do you smell that? It must be our lunch. It smells crazy good.
Everyone, can I have your attention?
Is it about lunch?
No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, Howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement. Hey, It's about lunch. Everyone cheers. But
Shh! Lunch, lunch, lunch!
She said shh. In honor of the new semester, I have prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch.
That must be the smell I smelled.
Indeed, that smell? You hold your breath, waiting to see what food this mysterious student has created. You've heard that he's very talented, but were the rumors true? Is this? Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket above his head. Its contents glimmer in the light. Piled high are huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried to a crispy, golden finish. The aroma envelops you, and you begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken. What a novel concept. Your stomach begins to grumble as if to say, stop thinking and start eating. For years, I've been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. By my calculation, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavors. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. But that's all I'll say about that. What, do you think we want your stupid secret recipe, dude? Pshaw. Nah, my dude, nah. I'm just drafting a last will and testament in case one of those ingredients is poison. Got him. He so is a JoJo character. He looks around nervously to see if anyone is laughing at his sick burn. You wait to see what zinger Ashley has prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach.
Yeah, and I was just writing in my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew at that moment that only the hands of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender.
You see her body language change from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. She realizes that he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. She wants him all to herself. Oh, please. Well, Van the Man, if you don't want any.
I'll take his.
Whoa, hold on. I guess I'll try it. He takes one bite and his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold in his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. Easy now. There's enough for everyone. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in. You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of this bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing. Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you to another dimension. Alone with your taste buds, gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. Focus your mind and meditate on this moment. Try and identify every flavor. Savor the moment and everything that it tells you about Colonel Sanders' culinary heart. Swim toward the light. Let's see. I'm thinking try to identify every flavor. You let the food rest in your mouth and focus on it, scrutinizing every flavor. Salt, maybe? Pepper, too obvious. Oregano, basil, maybe, but there's something else. Something dark, something spicy. You dig deeper. Deeper, deeper. Yes, even deeper still until you find it. Could it be? He really did it. How bold, how adventurous to use blank. You try to go even deeper into the sea of flavors, but this revelation alone is more than you can handle. You snap out of it and realize that this information was meant to remain a secret, and yet, now you know. A mantle of responsibility now rests upon your shoulders. As you look around, you realize that everyone in the room is consumed by the lunch. No one noticed that you've traveled through space and time. After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. You approach Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he is doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I wondered if I could talk to you for a second? Anything for a fellow chef. What exactly was on that chicken? How bold to come out and ask. It's an idea I had for a new combination of flavors that will make me my fortune and establish my legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. It's just you and me here talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own that I'd be willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester's only getting started. We've got 2 more whole days to get to know each other. He's clearly not going to give it up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel. Shouldn't learning be fun? You've got moxie, I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure you're truly alone, and then leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers. Just one ingredient, but you can't tell. I use blank. It's something my great-great-grandmother taught me. Wow, you'd never have guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure where you'd get some if you searched. And blank definitely isn't the flavor you tasted before. So now you're 2 ingredients closer to knowing the full recipe, but you don't tell Colonel Sanders that. Hello, Stoic. While you're wrapped up in that huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is still in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. You find Colonel Sanders outside, standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. I think about how my story will continue on after I've graduated. Sounds like you have big plans. I dare say the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world. You can bet on that. Alone together for the first time, you figure now is the perfect moment to show your personality to him. Stoic, this is I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating sim. Neg him to show your own strength, wow him with a big idea to add an additional ingredient to really spice things up. Be modest but thoughtful. I don't want to neg him because that's just rude. I'm going to go with the big idea. You know, about that, I was thinking about your secret recipe. I don't doubt it. It has a way of leaving an impression on all who taste it. You decide to show him that you also know a thing or two about blowing minds with new flavors. I actually had some thoughts on how you could improve it. Improve it? You want to change my secret recipe, and you think you can do better? Have you ever heard of habanero peppers? Heard of them? I tend an entire garden of chili pepper varieties. Habanero, poblano, cayenne, but that's not the point. You can't just toss new ingredients into my secret recipe and expect to improve it. A recipe is about balance. It involves careful consideration and refinement. I didn't mean to... Let this be the last time you improvise on my recipes, Felicity. I'm headed back to class for the next lesson. Damn it! That certainly didn't go as planned. You better head back inside, but you wait a moment so that Colonel Sanders doesn't think you're desperately chasing after him. You step into the massive cooking arena where the afternoon lessons will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could need. Look at this place. It's magnificent. Finally, we get to show our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no, we have to show our stuff? What if I totally blow it? You're not going to blow anything, except maybe kisses to the crowd of fans you're going to earn with your signature adorable tiny food creations. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. By the way, Stoic, did I mention that your professor and the leader of this school is a corgi named Sprinkles? You're welcome. For today's lesson, we'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks over at you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? A team of two, that is. Me and you, if that wasn't clear. Want to be my partner? Sure, Felicity. I'll prepare our station. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing alone. Two different students quickly take notice. Hello, new partner. Beep, boop, 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 zzz. Oh my, two potential partners. I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. Looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you pay for not being alone forever. Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? I don't want to put her with the kid. I think I'm gonna go with Clank. Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clank today. It's okay. I already ate. It's not entirely clear if Pop has any idea what the point of school even is at this juncture. Clank is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Warp, warp, warp. Hold on there, fella. We don't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clank might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. Bzzzt. Tissue? I hardly know you. Clank judders and a panel shakes loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection. Looks like you two will be fine. Now it's time to focus on your own cooking classwork. All right, you two, for today's lesson, we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. No chef is an island. It takes 2 flints to make a fire. You get the idea. Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? Steak tartare seems easy enough. It's fancy and you don't even need to cook it. Using octopus will blow Colonel Sanders' mind. Your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. We want to go with simple. Steak tartare has a lot more steps than you expect. Octopus doesn't seem right, and obviously this is Colonel Sanders themed. We gotta go with mashed potatoes and gravy. I've always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes and gravy. I couldn't imagine one without the other. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go beet red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll go get the potatoes. No, please, let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does someone have a crush on Colonel Sanders? We're just cooking partners. Mind your own business. Sanders' heart is my business, and you'd better keep your fingers off my man. Did someone call me? Ugh, no, geez, Van. While I'm over here crushing Felicity's dreams, you're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. That was the deal, remember? All right, go have fun, Kuro. Enjoy your sleep.
Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He tosses them into boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friends. Oh, howdy there, Ashley, Van Van. Are we working in a quartet instead of a duet now? Actually, no. It looked like Felicity was struggling, so we offered to give them a hand. You know how it is. These young amateur chefs need a lot of mentoring. I was going to say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I could also teach you a thing or two about fancy food. Maybe one day you might be able to get up to my level. Ha! Doubt it. Don't be rude, Van Van. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' ability to concoct creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But, Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that has positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complementary shadows? We fit together like a thigh and a drumstick. It just makes sense. Nothing about this makes sense, but one thing is clear. She's coming for Colonel if you don't watch out. Ashley is really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly. Turn to Colonel Sanders, hunk of hunks in your time of need, or turn to Miriam, your forever bestie, who always has your back. I'm gonna go with Colonel Sanders. I'm here to learn and express myself via my cuisine, not bicker with prima donnas. Partners were chosen at the beginning of class, so let's all respect the format, okay? You turn to Colonel Sanders to confirm that you're on the same page. I chose Colonel Sanders, and Colonel Sanders chose me, isn't that right? A businessman respects all fair agreements, from contracts to handshakes. I took on Felicity as my partner for this activity, and I stand by it. Based on your team's behavior, I'd say you're perfect for each other. Neither of you has Felicity's natural talent or their loyalty. Being defended by Colonel Sanders leaves you feeling proud and full of potential. You look for Sprinkles in hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Darn those cute corgis and their short but sturdy stature. You look down at your station and realize that, in the tension of the moment, your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed the boiled potatoes into a perfectly creamy mashed texture with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps you know so well while your attention was elsewhere. I know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hand. He's holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which pours a smooth brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Gravy flows down the mound of mashed potatoes. The results look spectacular. Granny would be very proud. Colonel Sanders holds a spork out to you. You reach out, grab hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. The two of you stand holding the same spork, and for that small moment, all of the madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. If you love something, set it free. Together, you dig the utensil into the mashed potatoes and lift a heaping sporkful up when you see Ashley with a sinister look. You know she's plotting against you to be with Colonel Sanders. And then, filled with rage, and without thinking, you fling the sporkful of mashed potatoes right into Ashley's stupid, beautiful face. Van Van, do something! Do something! Scooping up a fingerful, Van Van tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy and realizes that it's delicious. Horrified by this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something with so much love and integrity? Hold on right there, Felicity. We do not waste food in the broom cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you both better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands. Can I has potatoes face? Van Van rushes back over, a covered dish in his hand. Mashed potatoes with gravy? Pathetic. In just a few minutes, I've prepared a full meal. Gaze upon my specialty, braised tentacle of octopus in my silky saltwater sauce, plated on a battle axe blade forged by my supreme chef ancestors. You've ignored me for too long. That ends now. It is I who will have first bite, and you will all look on with envy. The interrupting student rushes at Van Van and swipes a bite of his signature dish right off the plate. No, don't! Something about this dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed and may have turned in the process. The results could be toxic. Too late. It has been eaten. I think I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good. It killed him! Everyone step back. Don't take another bite. When you look back at the plate, the rest of it is gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle being slurped up in Pop's mouth. Pop winces in pain for just a moment, then is almost immediately back to his oblivious self. Oopsie! Tastes like poison. The entire class has gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the whole crowd. They are as motionless as statues. The class bell rings, disrupting the moment, snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, has inoculated him against poisons of all kinds. I'm not sure the professors here make enough money. Hello. I just turned into a ghost over here. Seeing that you're shaken up by that really annoying student and all of his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please, let me walk you home. What? Like for real? Oh, come on. You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school building has taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today. Before you go on, I want you to know they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me why I became so passionate about food to begin with. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing feelings for him. Colonel Sanders? Yes, Felicity? There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there. There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, geez. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. Every day since, I've been working toward that dream, day and night, never stopping, never resting, also lifting a lot of weights, like so many weights. We should follow our dreams with all our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, you. Shut up. I'm the one here to say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story. Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that. I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance, you hear a long, sad sigh. Forget him. We're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero. The spork monster is here to fight a hero. Oh, I think I left the fridge door open. Later, nerds. How dare you threaten me just as I was letting down my guard and connecting with another chef on an emotional level. Be afraid, be very afraid of me because I'm a monster, see? Is he rhyming on purpose or is that just a coincidence? But before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence. What will you do? Defend. You decide to defend. Which defense will you choose? Trepidation. You close your eyes tight, but then open just enough to squint and see the spork monster across the battlefield. For some reason, this makes you feel more prepared for what comes next. Spork monster goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy at you. You take 1 damage. Fat lot of good that defense did. Attack. You decide to go on the attack. Cook with love. Cook with love does 1 damage. Spork monster won't forget this. Spork monster focuses their mashed mind and draws in energy from Mother Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? Attack. You go on the attack. Which attack will you use? Cook with love. Spork monster is no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble, they go on the attack once again. Spork monster does utilitensile. You take 2 damage from the attack. If you take much more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. You decide to defend. Which defense will you use? Buff up. No one can control this much buffness. You start to feel bloated and, quite frankly, a little gassy. You'd better attack soon, or you're likely to explode. You decide to go on the attack. Chow down. Chow down does 2 damage. A powerful blow. Spork monster is oozing cheese sauce onto the lawn of the quad. I wonder who is going to have to clean that up. Hey, Chimeric. This is I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating game. And we're currently fighting a spork monster that has interrupted our ability to emotionally connect with Colonel Sanders himself. Feeling vulnerable, spork monster prepares for its ultimate attack, Rounded Edge. Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. Pot Pie Power Punch. Pot Pie Power Punch does 10 damage. Spork monster is defeated. You saved me. An injured spork monster spews steam into the night. Spare this wretched beast. You manage to tamp down your disgust at the sight of this gnarly beast long enough to realize that he is still a living creature with a pure soul who deserves your pity, not your wrath. Begone, beast, and don't you dare come back for a follow-up encounter tomorrow. I won't forget this, and I certainly won't be back, like you said. The spork monster scuttles off into the night. Dude, I wish you could date the spork monster. That'd be amazing. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears at first to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover to find a library card tucked inside. The last name to have signed it out is Borko. Borko, that name sounds strangely familiar. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you are tucked in tightly. Good night, my Colonel. In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. Zzz. I love them all flying by on drumsticks. That's just beautiful. You awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? You lie in bed and stare at the ceiling, thinking about the secret you discovered while tasting Colonel Sanders' cooking yesterday. You can't believe he really used blank.
And then there was that secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of a secret, huh? It's probably just because he already trusts you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the spork monster, she launches into a story of her own. Okay, I know this might sound strange, but I think I might be, I think I might like Clank. Like him? Like? I know, it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. Like him. We got to talking after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, and he was so popular that he was voted prom king at the school he didn't even go to, and was also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the homecoming parade. I'm thinking maybe something got lost in pressure cooker language translation there. Either way, maybe it'd be best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous student to ever attend University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, you're a thing now? We definitely connected yesterday. Sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea about how to prove that your love is real. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? However, you don't tell her that you know a second ingredient too, which you discovered on your own. Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. So this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in the botanical garden where I was wandering. This can't be good. He told me all about his passion for spices. Secret spices. The man even gave me some to show me what he meant. He said it was a powder created from super duper rare dried flower petals, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own. Please, Miriam, don't tell me. So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. He was so nice, he even met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with them, a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyhow, we both share an interest in cooking, so we've stayed in touch, like pen pals. I bet he would love to know more about new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe, and besides, I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt it'd be much use to anyone. Please, 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 it would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or from Colonel Sanders. What do you think? Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret, or share it with your bestie? Tell her the ingredient, or make up a fake one. I'm going to make up a fake one. We're not going to betray Colonel Sanders' trust. You quickly think of a fake ingredient name. I don't know. How about... It was Eye of Newt. I know, sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do? Eye of Newt. Wow! Her eyes light up imagining such a thing, and you figure that you've satisfied her curiosity and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone that you can't quite see. That's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm that she was definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushes in. Cherry petal blossoms fill the air. It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school. Stand back and admire his majestic glory. Run to him. I'm going to run to him. You decide that the best way to show Miriam how serious you and Colonel Sanders are would be to run to him. Surely he'll sweep you up onto the back of his stallion and you'll ride away together. That'll show her good. Oh, Colonel, my Colonel. However, your sudden movement surprised the horse and it rears up, kicking you directly in the face. The force of the blow completely knocks you out cold. In the darkness, you see a vision. Ooh, Felicity, I'm here to deliver you a message. Not this guy. It is important that you remember this exactly as I say it. If you forget, the world could end, so you know it's serious. I have been trapped in a realm beyond, but a great prophecy relies on my return. Only you can save me. All you need to do is repeat my name 3 times, and that name is. But before he can continue, you suddenly awake. Ah, jeez. You awake to find Colonel Sanders tending to you. He roused you back to life with a satchel of secret spices, or is that just his natural seasoned musk? Oh, do we go for the kiss? Do we go for the kiss? Whoa. You've known him for a day. Are you really sure? I guess you must be. Put your arms around Colonel Sanders' neck and pull him in for a kiss. But he turns his face and you awkwardly kiss his ear. You can feel him shudder. Too soon. You clearly mistook his compassion for love. Your soul crawls inside of itself and you instantly die of embarrassment. Game over. Okay, we're going to try again. Da da da. You wake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Okay. Let's get through this. Do. Make up a fake ingredient. Okay. I did run to him last time, and I know I get knocked out by the horse. Yeah, we'll do that. We're going to stick with that decision. Compliment the craftsman of his horse's shoes. Maybe he shouldn't be riding a horse to school, and maybe you shouldn't be running up to animals you don't know. It's hard to say who was in the wrong here. One thing for sure, that Colonel Sanders is pretty dreamy. That horse has beautiful shoes. I could really feel how smooth and sturdy they were when they were pressing into my face. That's nice to hear. No one truly appreciates good craftsmanship anymore. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter the classroom, you can see your 2 rivals, Ashley and Van Van, are doing something bad. By the way they're hiding, you know it must be really bad. Like counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with the restricted ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad? You try to get a peek over Van Van's hulking shoulders. I ran up to a horse that Colonel Sanders was riding, and it kicked me in the face. But he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? Hey, Shin. Meow are you today? Tell them to stop acting immature, act like you're not interested in them, but really try to get a closer look. Tell them to stop acting immature. You immediately dress the rivals down for their immature behavior. Culinary school is to be respected. This kind of nonsense is a waste of everyone's time. Now you've upset them. Oh, and you're the emperor of cooking, are you? You make the rules? I'm not sure you know a good meal if it ate you.
Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache. And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. You finally get a look at what it was they were hiding, and you instantly recognize it. It's a book, just like the one you found after your encounter with the spork monster. That's the same book that I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom, and its contents are secret. You notice that they haven't just been studying the book, they've got Pop pinned to the wall, and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth. We're playing! Before you can dig in any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep beep. Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts. You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Bzzzt, wump. Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language, not even from a stand mixer. Wump wump. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Bzzzt. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room. Tired, but at least I'm up, and Cordelia posted an actual little heart in the Discord. I think she's confused about Valentine's Day. I mean, that doesn't surprise me that Cordelia's confused about Valentine's Day. Like, it's not a her holiday. While I am thinking about it, I've got some shout outs that I have to do for people that are in here. First of all, quickly becoming one of my favorite partners in crime. Please give a follow to Mr. Pro Stoic if
Hence
you have
my
not
story
already.
earlier about essentially trying to make yakisoba pan and ending up with
He
two
will be
slightly
streaming
burnt
in
hot dog buns
about
covered in
2.5
butter.
hours,
and
doing
filled
some more
with
Bloodborne
deep-fried
for
Worcestershire
Valentine's
sauce
Day.
ramen noodles.
Expect shenanigans.
So if I were to
It
put
may
it
be a
into
shorter stream
Monster
for him
Hunter
than
RP
usual because
terms,
obviously
imagine
he has
I'm your
his
handler,
wonderful,
okay?
amazing, and
And you're the
beautiful wife
hunter,
that he needs to
and
spend some
HelloFresh
time
is the
with
website
today.
where you hunt, and you
So,
ordering your first promo
that
coded
will
box of
be
food is the
wonderful to
hunting
watch
part. And you getting
later.
the food is like making the drip at the smithy.
But
you get dopamine and huge buffs, and then I get Zenny.
He is a goober, absolutely fun, and
that's it.
gives 110% of himself
You
when
can
he's
applause
streaming.
now.
He puts so much love and work into his streams. It really shows. So absolutely give that man a follow. And then, of course, we have the wonderful Chimeric here in chat, a friend of the stream.
First and foremost, thank you for watching. Second, if you would like to follow me,
He has been doing lots of art lately. He's actually working
like
on
this.
a commission of Burt
Natalia,
Hamilton for Hero.
it would mean all the world. So,
And I watched
Just
a
throwing that
good
out
chunk
there.
of that last night,
you
and
don't want
it
to? Totally understand.
is turning out amazing. It's just
Appreciate you being
wonderful.
here.
I can picture her being a yandere and showing her love with kidnapping and violence. Yeah, that does sound very Cordelia-like. That is definitely a Cordelia thing. And last shout out for now, of course, my fellow cat tuber Shinobi here was playing Guild Wars last night. I'm not sure what he is playing, if he's playing anything tonight.
All right, he's down again. Here we go. Here's the big
But
one.
Shinobi, myself,
Boom.
and a few others are collabing
Oh,
on
I think I
Friday
killed him.
and doing
I think I killed
some
him.
Lethal Company. I believe there's 6 of us.
I
So
will like
it's
you.
going to be a little bit bigger
were
lobby
good.
with plenty of chaos and hilarity ensuing because it's a pretty funny group of people we've put together. Mario Kart Community Day. I need to remember to charge my Switch, and I may join, even though I suck at Mario Kart. I'm horrible at it. All right, back to the game. Protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tone has completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know that this is a ruse, right? Wait, can cats get a license to drive a go-kart? I mean, I don't know why cats couldn't get a license to drive a go-kart. Hi, Rands and Flisky! Thank you so much for the resub. 16 months? Holy crap! Subbing gets you the adorable Luna Wiggle emote. Ah! Nova with the raid! Welcome in, Raiders! Hello, hello. For those of you that haven't been here before, I am Felicity Ryan. I am a Catgirl VTuber here on Twitch. I play a variety of games. Today, we are currently diving into I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating sim. So, hello, hero. It's not about how good you are. It's about shooting a red shell at the last second and screwing them out of a victory. You know, that is true. That is very, very true. Those in my chat, if you have not followed Nova, do give him a follow. He's a newer member to the Ham Club. Really friendly guy, super funny. Just a joy to be around and to consume his content. I never get bored watching him when I can catch his streams. So definitely give him a follow. But how are you all today? Pause for a second and chat with you guys before I continue this. The Ara Ara clip. Doing good. Nice. Okay, I will keep an eye on Discord. Why does Colonel Sanders look so zaddy? I don't know, but I kind of love it. Also, we fought a spork monster. You guys missed it. It was beautiful. Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena, at least. Or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got lofty career aspirations to focus on. Maybe I could help you with your business plan. Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town, and my tiny legs are very, very tired. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it. Sprinkles stops in his tracks and sniffs the air around you. Something has him in a trance. It's the scent left on you from Colonel Sanders. Sprinkles jumps on you and licks your face. Down, boy! Down! Off Topen! That command shouted by Colonel Sanders has snapped Sprinkles out of his trance. I wonder what's up with that. Sorry, I got a little carried away. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson. Truly, you do. Which is why, in 1776, the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, Felicity? Naturally, this appears to you to be a sample platter. Which item do you want to sample? A shimmering pepper, a glass of water, or a dog biscuit. We're gonna go with a shimmering pepper. A brightly colored pepper stands out from the other items. It sparkles in a most eye-catching way, so naturally you reach out, grab it, and eat it right away. However, your body is not prepared for the heat. The pepper has triggered an intense spice hallucination. It feels like forever as you trip through the universe. My friend, oh, this guy again? I'm here to give you an important message. Oh, you must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is... I was saying, to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is... Sorry, I think I still got some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine. I'll work through. To fulfill the prophecy, you must... You feel yourself begin to regain consciousness. Oh, man. You come to and find everyone is staring at you. That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you. Someday? Come on, it's time for lunch. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared via timed competitive cook-off. The level of theatrics with these two is off the charts. Demand that they stop wasting everyone's time or step up and tell them you're on. I feel like we gotta step up and say you're on. Like, we gotta show these fools. A bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. If I have to wipe the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down on it, then so be it. I'm not a fool. You're the fool. Fool. This JoJo-ass MFer. Like, come on now. Good one, Van. I like your gumption, Felicity. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkle steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sportsing court. Finally, a little sense. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least, not until we turn on the timer. Just then, a huge light blasts you in the face, flashing the words, timer ready. That's what I'm talking about. Aroo! I stand corrected. The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope its message lifts you to victory. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now is my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself. I was giving my cat kisses, and she acted annoyed. I was like, hey, when you're as cute as you are, you have to put up with some kisses. There's no way around it. Right? I tried to do that with my cat, and she just gets mad at me. She's like, she'll let the roommate like love on her. She'll let boyfriend love on her. I try to love on her, and she's like, nah, bitch, get away. Until it's time for her to take a nap, and then she's like, hey, is your lap available? Can I sit on your lap? Lap time, please? You had his chicken and you made mashed potatoes and gravy on day one, and you're feeling like you can really impress him again here. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. If the timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly. What temperature does the water boil at? 100 degrees. That's wrong. What were you thinking, Felicity? Get your head in the game. You're going to need to season this chicken before you cook it. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. 11. That's right. You might not know all of the ingredients yet, but at least you're headed in the right direction. Tail wagging intensifies. Now that you've got some basic steps going, it's time to elevate your craft. What state of mind offers the most flavor? Gratitude. That's right. You must never take this opportunity for granted if you hope to succeed. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You'd better pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you to never forget where you came from. Every day, you meditate on his advice and draw energy from that place. Now would be a great time to harness that energy. So, where does it come from? A small town where big dreams are born? No, this is a horrible time to start forgetting important things. Next question. You try to shut out the noise of the arena and focus on your cooking. What is the sound of success? Sizzling. That's wrong. Don't make me get the spray bottle. Is this the end? Yep. Game over. Let's try again. Step up and say you're on. I stand corrected. Da 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 da. Okay. That's right, but how would you have even gotten into the school without knowing that? Winter gets to rub my furry belly. Let that enticing offer motivate you. You're going to need to season the chicken before you can cook it. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe, but you have an idea. It has to be 11 herbs and spices. Now that you've got some basic steps going, it's time to elevate your craft. Gratitude is the proper thing to have. Never forget where you came from. Every day you meditate on his advice and draw the energy from that place. Now would be a great time to harness that energy. Where does it come from? The shoulder of Orion. Dang it! It's a horrible time to be forgetting important things. Next question. Try to shut out the noise. What is the sound of success? Bubbling? Oh, it's silence. Don't make me get the spray bottle. Next question. I believe in you, Felicity. He's actually cheering you on, which would be awesome, except he's watching you make... knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget what you were doing. Now all you can think about is Colonel Sanders. How many spoonfuls of gravy would it take to fill it? Grr. You're stranded on a desert island with only one dessert cookbook. Which do you take? What a hunk. I know, right? You know what? Shouldn't you be focused on the challenge? You're falling behind. Woof, woof. You're really struggling to keep up. At the next station over, Ashley has already begun plating elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. To make up time, you toss your biscuit dough into a stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Ugh, yikes. Zibbert. I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in a kitchen battle, but sometimes that means sacrificing the personal touch. You might not have any hands, but Felicity does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know that it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by going the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hand in the mixer to rescue your dough before it's overmixed. Felicity, no, but you're not fast enough. Your hand gets stuck. It's immediately crushed by the quickly spinning beaters. There's no way you'll be able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Colonel Sanders shakes his head in shame. What you often find the easy way can turn out much, much more difficult. Everyone stop what you're doing right now. This battle is over. It can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on. Aw, that's too bad. And here I am with a completed dish ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two on account of Felicity's injury. You see Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he looks onto the dish. But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skipped straight to dessert. Under this white chocolate dome, you'll find a wide array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask Felicity to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me your strong, steady hand. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Inside, you'll find a delicate fried cheese croquette, atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream 2 ways, tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry glee. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger in the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, you? As he places the sauce-covered fingers into his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. Internalize the rage you feel. Put yourself between them. I'll internalize the rage. Your rage burns so intently within your eyes that they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash, and they fall off of your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester. Perhaps forever. Did someone say chicken nuggies? We are playing I Love You, Colonel Sanders. So, embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow, you run for the quad to be alone. The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. And he won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and that small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you, enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Oh yeah, it definitely has a bunch of anime references. One of the guys is very JoJo coded. Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume that I've got it all together, which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money would deter me from giving the best I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you see something ignite inside of him, a burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure. It's honest. It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle-scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's the Spork Monster! Borko? It is I. I know I said I wouldn't be back after the whole fight to the death thing. Maybe you don't really want to see me anymore, but I just wanted to say I was wrong to attack you, and I apologize. I know what it's like having to always look over your shoulder. Monster problems, am I right? Thanks, Borko. I'm glad there are no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of night can really rile a person up. I also want to apologize for the way I switched right into attack mode. Why does he look like God made him wrong as a joke? Because he's a spork monster. That's the only explanation that I have for that. I know that you're strong and cooking school can put a person under a lot of stress. I actually used to go to this school. I wasn't always a spork monster, you see. I don't believe it. You were human once? Well, no, I was a golden retriever, but I was still a student until one day some mean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me, and I was forever transformed. A magic spellbook? Precisely. I had procured a copy for myself, but somewhere along the way I've lost it. If you find such a book, I beg of you, respect it. You're a powerful chef and shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear. I will be there. It sounds like there were some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. Felicity, together I am sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite? You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Look at his fucked up spork teeth. I mean, they're Spork's god most damned creatures. Spork monster is boyfriend material. Why isn't there a Taco Bell dating sim? To the Sander hole we go. Okay, let's real talk here though. If there was a Taco Bell dating sim, I would be concerned at the cast of characters we would have. Like, I just want a fast food dating sim so you have like Wendy and Ronald McDonald and Colonel Sanders here. And I don't know what would represent Taco Bell because all I can remember is in the 90s, the Chihuahua. The Burger King, yeah. Gotta have the Burger King. Just have all of the fast food restaurant people. Machete could represent Taco Bell. Oh my god. It would be hilarious. I love that Machete has leaned into all of the memes about him. Like, Danny Trejo is, first of all, absolutely flipping amazing. But I love that he leans into like, the jokes and stuff made about him being, like, the constant, like, anti-hero character. And it's just beautiful. I love Danny Trejo. Him and Jack Black do all the memes. They really do. Also, I have also learned from the Super Bowl commercials that not only do those two lean into the memes, you also have freaking Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa also hard leans into the memes. 'Cause man, that man. But so does, like, Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds with the Deadpool character is, like, a perfect casting. And I just feel like he naturally does that. Yeah, The Rock does it too. I follow The Rock on Instagram, and it's so funny to watch his, like, youngest daughter, like, paint his nails and put makeup on him and have him wear tiaras and stuff so that they can play princesses. It's adorable. That's amazing, August. I didn't know that. Huh. I like that. Like, having someone that genuinely wants to show that crime doesn't pay. And so if they have to play a bad guy, it's like that. Hello, Franny. How you feeling, bud? Well, let's go find out what Colonel Sanders' home looks like. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. It hurts to live. Oh no. I'm sorry. I know, the baby picture is amazing. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining.
Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy. Both, perhaps? Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him, or keep it secret just for you? We're going to reveal it. You decide that you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in headfirst. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' Luke's hideaway. Magnificent. Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please, make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. Coleslaw is very different from sauerkraut. Like, coleslaw has a cream sauce, like fresh sliced up and diced up cabbage, carrots usually are in it, so you realize that now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. Okay, we gotta look at the baby picture. An adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor. From the goatee and mustache combo he sports, you figure that this must be Colonel Sanders himself. That, or maybe it's the drumstick that he seems to be waving like a rattle. Who frames a baby picture of just themselves? Probably the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of the company they founded, am I right? Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. What's this one? The photo appears to be Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt? Baby looks like he's about to school me on 11 herbs and spices. Maybe this is where he discovered one of his secret herbs and spices? One of the frame photos shows an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders standing with a friend. They hold fried chicken drumsticks and appear to be cheersing them. You look closely to see that there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. What's that here? You gaze out the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. Just then, the ghost of student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I could just tell you my name right now. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window a crack and the ghost of student is swept out with a breeze. Chicken? You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on the corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic, it's real. Taxidermy. Must have been important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A little note clipped to the chicken's foot reads, "The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." What about this candle? It's a scented candle. You pick it up and try to identify the smell. Power tool? Freshly starched collar? Piece of wood floating in a lake? Summer of '69? No, it's one of the secret recipe ingredients. It's blank. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. Take a closer look at a large urn sitting on a nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, but when you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. It says, "Here lie the ashes of all my past careers and business failures." Poor guy. A lock of silver hair is woven through the teeth of the comb.
Upon further inspection, you realize that the hair therein isn't just silvery in color, it's made of actual spun silver. This must be where he keeps the secret recipe. You think for a moment what number is important to Colonel Sanders, then it dawns on you. As soon as you turn the dial to 111111, the safe opens. Inside it, you find a single note. Can chicken be prepared sashimi style? All right. I think the only thing left is this door. You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off its hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he has been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say it does look good on you. Oh crap, the jacket! You forgot to take it off. You tell him you're cold. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to intrude. I just got a little cold and thought this might warm me up. Colonel Sanders smiles and scoots close to the fireplace. It's warm by the fire. Why don't you come a little closer? Suddenly, everything feels like it's moving too fast. Final exams are tomorrow. You should be thinking about what you're going to cook. I should be home studying. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Felicity? I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence! Yay! You wake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to him? Only time will truly tell. Today is the day that could change your life. You think about the new secret ingredient you just learned about. In some jurisdictions, blank isn't even legal. But if the recipe is a secret, how will they know? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food, and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say we're the perfect match? How presumptuous! My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery? We're going to flatter him. You know, I think we make a great team. Single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking to you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears. Unable to speak, the only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School Academy for Learning waits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it and I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you. It's okay. I was just... But now that it turns out you're fine, I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I'd been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of a girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure. I can get to know the little metallic guy. No. Clank is a kitchen appliance amalgamation. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends. Oh my goodness, Cajun! Hello! Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to my nonsensical Valentine's Day stream. We're playing I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating sim.
Hello there.
Guys, if you are not following Rowdy, please do. He's a good dude. He's been playing a lot of Call of Duty lately.
Ooh, that was a nut shot
I
there.
miss when he was doing some of the hunting games and stuff like that, because I'm not that big of a Call of Duty fan. But if Call of Duty, hunting games,
Goodness gracious,
some
great balls of fire.
down home southern hospitality is your jam, definitely go give Cajun a follow. But back to Miriam's story about her date. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say skydiving as if that's a typical first date to go with a talking pressure cooker? And now we're not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story, however, bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. I'll be back to Generation Zero tomorrow. Yes, that is the perfect first date to me. Really? Did you take Lady Cajun skydiving on your guys' first official date? Is that what I'm understanding then here? And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection, wowzers. Oh my god, I haven't said wowzers since like middle school. She won't jump with me, even though I have 125 confirmed jumps. Okay, I'm going to be honest here. Skydiving looks cool. Skydiving looks fun. I am terrified of heights. Well, it's not that I'm terrified of heights. I can go up on high places and be fine, but it's the free-falling aspect of skydiving that terrifies me. The free-falling scares me because, like, as someone who has always been chubby, the terror of equipment failing because of my weight, or the sudden stop at the bottom if I can't get the parachute to deploy, that's what terrifies me. I'm with you there, August. Yes. I can't trust myself to not fuck up the parachute. That's my problem. Miriam offers to support you no matter what you do. Together with your bestie, you feel like you can do anything. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Chimeric Cajun is a veteran. I believe he was Army. Yeah, August, I get that one. But yeah, Chimeric, Cajun is a U.S. veteran as well as a retired truck driver. He's got some interesting stories in his life. Because, he's Pop. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you one up right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dipped, too.
Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school. There is that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, Felicity, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. And yes, this man is JoJo'd the fuck out. That's why he's Van Van. There we go. There's your answer, Chimeric. Cajun is former Army Ranger, part of the 75th Ranger Regiment. Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up. Ever. Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. Naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Felicity, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing? Complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say. A lot of words to say it was bland. Excuse me, Felicity. I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk to class, Colonel? I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Felicity. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spell book you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa, that's that book? It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in all that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. Look, maybe Sanders can see right through and just wants to get his chicken buttered up. You open to a page covered with arcane warnings, cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says around the edges of the page. I could use this spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way drastic. Couldn't you do something else? Like anything else not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger. Okay, fine. It is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. Yeah, it's the Chicronomicon. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, and I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up as he begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give him a snack. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. I'll wait to see what happens. Sprinkles stops in his tracks. He focuses in on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence! I told you never to come back here, Terrence! I will destroy you, Terrence! Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off of his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence?
You better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again. After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt by not only Terrence, but any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Felicity, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see. But before he can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by whirs and sparks coming from the back of the room. Miriam, I told you to save it for after class. Bzzzt, bzzzt. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. But no, you had to show off to your cool kid friends, Jeff and Joan. J&J forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Bzzzt, bzzzt. Yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date. Beep. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care. Sad beep. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Beep. Bzzz. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam. TM. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey, Miriam, are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that, in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm going to say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're going to cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not going to saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me? Of course not. Well, maybe. Sorta. But I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it and a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is going to love it up. While you were pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay, because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You've decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent. Damn it, Flisky. What would be a good kitchen appliance to date? A refrigerator, because they know how to keep their cool. And a chance to beat the pants off Van, the supposed man, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of a recipe you've been working on. Felicity's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Felicity, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who is hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. Fess up about your practice dish. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know, my nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. I like that one, Chimeric. A KitchenAid would be a good option because they always mix things up. Also, they're very versatile. There are tons of attachments and various things that you can use to continue to change things up and keep it fresh. Stoic. Okay, we'll see you in a few. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? No, I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules, that is, except to cook with everything you've got. You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. Yes, the Chimkin staff is amazing. I love the Chimkin staff. Listen, I just need a picture of my character cosplaying as like a female Colonel Sanders with the Chimkin staff. Like, I'm imagining magical girl, like Colonel Sanders. It'd be beautiful and amazing. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Right? It's a great idea. Meanwhile, both Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect, his original recipe, fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts to at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg whoosh! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend Baster Blaster! Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roid! Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula! Even Clank gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique! Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity, as was foretold. We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out of the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? We're doing this the hard way. Who needs magic when you've got passion? More passion, more passion. Anyway, I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Felicity. Miriam notices too. And I've always believed in you, Felicity, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who's cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. However, she doesn't know that you lied and the ingredient was made up. And where in the world did she get Eye of Newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve the Spork Monster. Steve? Wait, what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We Spork Monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off. But you've conjured Steve, and I hate to battle, so I'd say you're doing pretty all right. Oh, hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork Monster notices that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summon me, huh? Huh, yeah, you've guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country, you can feel Spork Monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it's probably lonely there. Is there a Spork Monster union? I feel like there's a Spork Monster union. You know what? I just thought of an even better thing. Magical girl Colonel Sanders riding on top of a Spork Monster. Tell me that isn't genius. It would be beautiful. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on the competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in Monster School that I had fallen asleep during scare tactics class, and when I woke up, you toss a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. You summon extra power from deep down within yourself? I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for... Yes, Felicity, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you'd been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You know, I think you're right, August. I think you're right there. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power, you can do anything. Except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you're powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Felicity. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never really been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting, if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students! With time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. Handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop? Clank? From off screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. Hee hee hee, I'm flying! Sounds like it's coming from that broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now! Let me guess. Did Van Van have something to do with this? When somebody asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks. I must say, it's not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pranks. Clank! Where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear a signature whir, beep, or other onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow, he must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it has been a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Yeah, Clank is just dead in the corner because we had to prevent the robot uprising. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles in a savory soup. My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny narudomaki I spy afloat in its itsy bitsy bowl? Yes, chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles, and some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime! Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on, I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. And in a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much, it was less than a thimble's worth of soup. Skynet can't cook for shit anyways, so it's fine. A+. Rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Felicity, for helping to believe in myself. Van Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard in an axe-hewn urchin shell topped with caviar. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from another, different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkle leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Woof, woof! Please be gentle with my cuisine. Finally, Sprinkle goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Youch! My tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this. It keeps poking my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving bowl of food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat? That looks like something some rich asshole would order in Dubai for $5,000. Yeah, pretty much. Dejected, Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour? Don't discount simplicity. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know, yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley, it's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rosewater syrup topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. A dog drinking milk is dogs drinking milk taboo or something? I'm not sure. I don't think they're supposed to have a lot of dairy. But this is also a fictional world, so we're just going to go with it. Don't eat the food at a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, Felicity? I told you, it's a display piece. I was going to say, we used to put pills like wrapped in cheese for my dog growing up because she either cheese or bananas, one or the other, because she flipping loved them. Ashley, I must say, it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it and did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to the College of Eating's School for the Hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you. And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me, either. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together. 2 chefs? What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I'd seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing. And completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I have never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive that even Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment, to get their groove on. Yes, he's 7 years old and human, and he did become Oprah. And yes, she absolutely had some cake. Like, dang, girl.
The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog in the house! Ow, 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 woo! You knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist? Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were the villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone is together, it's the Spork Monster. He has totally mellowed out. Ashley is just an evil Frelia OC. Man, I wish Frelia was awake so she could see that. I think that outfit gives her even more cake. Dang, right? The short shorts. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here on out, I'd prefer that everyone refer to me by my new name, Party Monster. Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking to Party Monster. Dejected, student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love in her cooking, and you know she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He's arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched atop his dirty chef's hat. A crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to compete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we got a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of Chancellor of such and such. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clank, who has arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing? I am Clank, and I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What? I actually feel like I knew this the whole time. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I've just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she has managed to surpass you in that regard. Right. Party Monster needs some RBG rights going on there. Extraterrestrial dimensional robo-dick ain't shit. I understand, kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Felicity, what are you doing sitting alone? Oh, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me, what are the qualities that you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, I don't know, a spicy musk, a tidy goatee, and a degree from the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, just to name a few. It truly is my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you.
And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off. And I'd be glad to spend it together with you, Felicity. How sweet. We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I'll need to do by myself. But who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think running restaurants is the best path forward? Could it be you found a love connection but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with his other love, the life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I could enroll at pastry school. Oh, my dear Felicity, I'm sure that you'll find your place eventually. And along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end! That was just purely nonsensical. Good Lord, she even has the thigh squish. All right. So, that is the complete game of I Love You, Colonel Sanders. So, for now, we're going to exit that one. Do 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 do. 100% just as insane as you expected. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. 'Now I'm horny for chicken. Hungry! Hungry for chicken! Pizza for dinner? Heck yeah. This is another dating sim that's based on Cthulhu horror. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Let me... Hold on, I gotta do the stuff so that I know you guys can hear it. Give me a second. Okay, y'all should be able to hear that now. Slay the Princess would be a dating sim slash visual novel. I just don't have it.
All right. Let's start. I want it. All right. All right. Chapter 1, Lynetta, my real scary girlfriend. There's no sound, huh? There should be. Let me... Can you guys hear the random screaming yet? Let me make sure that it didn't do a weird thing. Yeah, it's all set up right. Let me make sure. I wonder why it's not like showing anything. Let me, 1 second. Da 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 da. How about now? Weird. Let me, I'm clicked into here. Yeah, it doesn't have settings that I can pull up in game. I don't know why sound isn't working. Why? Let me try to look up something here. Okay, it's not muted at all. So that should be fine. Nope, that's not what I need. Weird. I'm gonna end up reading everything, so it'll be fine. We'll see when we get past the opening stuff if sound pops in. Okay, eldritch gods, cosmic horrors, things beyond our understanding. To merely gaze upon their form is to abandon all hope. The only thing protecting all of reality from the final coalescence of insanity and terror is the fact that the unspeakable gods wait dreaming. Their awakening under aligned stars heralds the end. Today, the stars are aligned. Damn it, come on already. Same day shipping my ass. I only have half-hour tops until the stars move out of position. I better wash my face to calm down. A year ago, I saw the face of an eldritch being in my dreams. It whispered its name to me, Lynetta. Ever since, I've been obsessed with trying to see it again. I'm not the kind of person to get addicted to stuff or spend recklessly, but I just can't help myself. There's something I have to do once I see it again. Was that the door? Thank goodness. I spent way too much money on getting this for me to miss my chance. The amount of money I've lost to scammers claiming to have the real deal is a little embarrassing, but as of today, I'll have a genuine Necronomicon, an ancient spellbook containing the dark rituals needed to contact the elder gods. Finally, Huh? What the hell is this? Why is it pink? Isn't this supposed to be like brown and bigger? It's supposed to be an ancient book covered in flesh or something, but this looks like it just came from an office supply store. No, please don't tell me. Scammed again. With how much money I spent this time, I thought there'd be no chance it'd be a fake. Great. No way I'm getting my money back either. The scammer is probably long gone too. Damn it, I need a new hobby. Seriously. What a strange scam, though. You'd think they'd at least try to go for an authentic look. Did they really think nobody would notice that their Book of the Dead is Malibu pink? Wait, is this symbol on the front embossed? Is this thing made of real leather? The pages look gilt in gold, too. And this weight. Why'd they make a knockoff out of such high-quality materials? Oh, my computer. It's probably just the delivery confirmation message. 100% real Necronomicon, not clickbait, not a scam, gone sexual, delayed arriving tomorrow. What the? My order was delayed. It won't be delivered until tomorrow? Then what the hell is this book supposed to be? Did it get delivered to me by accident or something? There's no shipping label on the box. Stranger still, this inscription at the bottom. It's Relian, the unholy language of the eldritch gods. Also, the pages reek of formaldehyde, embalming fluid. In other words, it stinks of death. Why would something so cute have such an insidious aura around it? Maybe I'll take a look inside. Okay, the calling. Ensure all the possible life has been snuffed from the room. In your room, this means draw your curtains, turn off your bedside lamp, turn off the overhead lights. Give me 1 second. I just have to check something on my phone. Boo, boo, boo. Personally, I'm more of a non-lothotopic kind of guy. Love me some Eldritch Cat Girls. Heck yeah! Eldritch Horror Cat Girls? Yes. I'm down. That is not... There we go. Sorry, the Valentine's gift for my boyfriend is supposedly getting delivered today. And so I'm trying to check and see if it has shown up yet. Because it was supposed to be here like 2 days ago. So... Okay, so ensure all possible light has been snuffed. Okay, so off. We need to come over here. We need to close that. Okay, so that's done. In the dark, light red fire candles. They are for your protection. The dark is dangerous. Okay. Light red. Okay. Find and put on your ritual necklace. Okay. Want to wear... Is that the ritual necklace? Yeah, I assume it is. Okay. When all is complete, chant Lynetta off Arth... here we go. Mortal. Oh god, it actually worked. She's here. A beacon of madness is towering over me, an omnipotent and chaotic avatar of world-ending calamity. First date me, ayo, the game I mean, unless you're interested. Not that you would be or should be, but if you were, well, ooh. Ooh. Even with a year of preparation for this moment, I'm frozen in fear. Okay, could you guys hear Lynetta speak? God damn it. For some reason, the sound isn't working on this game. I don't know how to fix it. Like, I don't know what I have fucked up. Okay. Going by Stoic's rules here. Audio source. Let's do that. And exit. Okay, can you hear it now? Let me double check that I have this all right. I don't know how to fix this because I use Streamlabs desktop. Hi, Frown Rice. How are you? I'm trying to fix game audio because apparently the game audio doesn't want to work. I don't know if I want to restart stream though. It's just so frustrating. Okay, fine. Everybody stay here. I'm gonna go down for a second and be right back. I'm gonna see if restarting stream is what I need to do, although I hate to do it. Nobody move! I'll be right back. Stoic, I promise you a free ara ara so you don't panic.